One of the real joys of this job is being able to talk with customers, hear their success stories, and learn more about their operations. We're going to do that today on this Redox Grows Podcast. I'm Jim Morris with Redox Bionutrients. Joining me is Brett Meyer from Torrington, Wyoming. Brett, thank you for your time.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity.
Brett is founder of Meyer Seeds, which started 10 years ago, celebrating your 10th anniversary, founded in 2015. You're a fifth-generation grower. Your family farms many crops, including corn, wheat, and soybeans. And Brett, I want to ask you about your introduction to Redox. We were both at the Commodity Classic in Denver earlier this year. Our owner, Darren Moon, spoke. He talked about plant charge balance, about revolutionary RDX-N technology. Tell me about that very first meeting you had where you heard Darren and how it inspired you to want more information.
Well, my very first meeting with Darren actually precedes the Commodity Classic. Where I first heard him was we were in Orlando, Florida at the Total Acre, and Darren was one of the speakers down there. And on the side, they have side shows where you go into these rooms and listen to people. When we walked into the room, it was absolutely packed from front to back. So I'm like, okay, this guy's something different. And he walked out, and the minute he started talking, my son and a good friend of mine that were there with me are like, wait a minute, this is something we've never heard before. This is totally different. So as soon as the meeting was over, we were just enamored with what he had said. We ran up to him and said, listen, we've got to talk to you about what you're telling us here, because this makes total sense to what we're understanding.
Before we get more into that, I'd like to ask you about the entire subject of nitrogen. Nitrogen is a critical input for agriculture, the critical input, but there's a big case to be made that there's overuse, and there certainly can be efficiency gains with it. How many times in your farming career and in your role at Meyer Seeds have you heard we can help reduce your nitrogen? Is it important to have healthy skepticism in this area?
Oh, absolutely. You know, they say NPK for a reason. Nitrogen's number one. And everybody comes out, there's been so many nitrogen stabilizers, nitrogen fixers, everything's about less nitrogen, less nitrogen. And in the end, if you test them, which we do, we test everything, we end up spending more money to try to save nitrogen than if we just would have bought more nitrogen to begin with.
Yeah, that's not the answer we want. We want a real, true solution.
Right.
So I'm glad that you heard from Darren originally prior to the Commodity Classic. It was buttressed by his Commodity Classic talk. I remember having a great opportunity to visit you there in Denver. So what struck you as being so important and different about what Darren was saying about Redox technology?
It's all about the charge balance. I mean, that just made so much sense. And it makes some pretty big claims, you know. There's like up to 50% less nitrogen. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard this before, but it was different. And the way he looked to me like a man of integrity. He's not a salesperson, because he wasn't trying to sell us anything. He was just talking to us about our soil health. So we said, well, let's try some. And we actually put it to the test in our building last winter. We kind of made our own little greenhouse, and we tested it ourselves before we went out. And the results were astonishing. They actually blew us away. The root mass and the things that we were getting from the products compared to other products that we were testing. And that's what made us say, okay, we gotta try this. We need to take it to the field now.
So RDX-N is patented. It's a potent biostimulant, botanical extracts that applied with liquid nitrogen optimizes the use of nitrogen by 50%, meaning you use 50% less, and there's no degradation in yield or quality, and you actually have a healthier environment, to be sure. So you then took RDX-N into the field. Tell me about when it was used, how much was used, and some of your observations from that.
Okay, well, we decided to put it in furrow with our strip till. So we put a pint down with 20 gallons of melted urea at pre-emergence. We wanted to get the biology going in our soil. Then we came back and we put another pint down with our Y-drop, again with melted urea, as our cycling application. And the results are going to blow you away, because we tissue test, we're with Total Acre, the YMS program, so we tissue test vigorously. And the tissues just kept, our nitrogen levels were in the fours the whole time. We're like, wait a minute, okay, this plant is at VT, it's a tassel time, we need to be pumping more in on it now. but the nitrogen test said no. The tissue sample said you don't need it, you don't need it. So we didn't. We actually have fields out there right now that have 160 total units of nitrogen on them right now. And at this time of the game, we're still in the low 4s at black layer with our nitrogen in our plant. So, I mean, that's all you need to know right there. It worked. We should have had on at least another 70 units of N, because the corn right now is yield checking at about 270. So that's not supposed to equate. 165 units of nitrogen for 270 bushel corn, it's not supposed to be that way, but it is.
And I'm impressed too about how little of the product is needed to get that result.
Yeah, so that was one of the skepticisms that people were hitting me up with. They're like, how can a pint or a quart make a difference? And so here's what I tell my customers. Say, well, guys, you're using Resolve Q as a herbicide. We use 1.25 ounces to cover 1 acre to kill all the weeds on that acre. So don't tell me that 1 quart can't make a difference in the soil. And that's the beauty part of it, is that you don't have to haul bucket loads of stuff out there to make it work.
How important is your confidence in a product before you can then recommend it to your customers?
We have to test it. Period. End of story. If it doesn't work on our farm, we don't talk to our customers about it. So Redox, RDX-N is on a lot more acres out here than what we intended, because our tissue samples were coming back so positive that we had faith in it. And everybody that we've had it with now is seeing the same results. But I did hit just key growers that I knew that were going to monitor it correctly. But yes, it has to work, or we can't talk to other people about it.
And how do you assess a good fertilizer buy? Some people look strictly at price. There is an older school mentality in some areas of agriculture, although you talk about, I've heard this, I've seen it on your website, the importance to continue to look for new technology to help growers do the best they can, because it's really challenging out there in agriculture. So how do you assess what a good value is when you make a fertilizer purchase?
Okay, well, number one, it's all about ROI. It has to return on its investment. Okay, that's just simple. And me, it's got to be a minimum of 3 to 1. If you tell me I could get you 2 more bushel, I'm like, okay, why am I wasting my time? Okay, because one wind event can take away 30 bushel. 2 bushels not going to move the needle. But the most important thing with us is we want to be the tip of the spear. So we, in our agency out here, I'm twofold. See, I guess I got my Meyer Seeds on right here, but then my sign back there, I'm also Meyer Farms. I'm my biggest customer. All right, but we want to be the known as the company that, hey, we heard of something new. Well, let's go talk to Meyer because he knows about it. I'm sure he's already heard about it. That's the reputation we want to have with people.
And tell me about what nitrogen use looks like in the future. We have a regulatory environment that would suggest, and the groundwater situation as well, that there will be reductions one way or the other. How do you look at that issue as to getting out on front of nitrogen before there are more regulations that growers like yourself have to deal with?
Well, right now, we farm both in Wyoming and Nebraska. We are on the state line. Wyoming, hey, we're still the free state, man. Everybody loves us over here. We don't have these problems. In Nebraska, though, the NRD, the National Resources District, is already, we are sampling for nitrogen use 24 inches deep in our soil, because there's already, they're using the carrot right now. Let's just say it that way. They're offering us a carrot to say, hey, we need to reduce your use, but the stick is not far from coming. We have to reduce our nitrogen use, period, end of story. They're making that abundantly clear to us. And RDX-N is going to be a major player out here. If it keeps doing what it's doing, and I don't see any reason why it won't, it's going to be a major player in this region.
People can find out more in January. You have an event at your warehouse in Torrington, Wyoming, where Darren Moon, our CEO, will be speaking. Tell me your excitement about that and how helpful it is for a grower to attend and get information, because this is breakthrough technology.
Well, I can tell you that it's already outgrown my building.
Okay.
So we are moving it to Scotts Bluff, and we are going to at the Civic Center, because I think we're going to have the 300 to 400 people there's that much interest right now, especially with the NRD in the state of Nebraska. So we are very excited to have Darren come out. That will be a treat because I think he's a wonderful speaker, first of all. He's just great, probably one of the best communicators I've seen in talking about this product. So, yes, anybody who's watching this, it's going to be January
29th.
I was looking at my wife. January 29th in Scottsbluff, Nebraska at the Civic Center. And there'll be more information out there on our website and there's another agency that's working with me, Fit Seeds, out of Melvita, Nebraska. We're doing this together, and there'll be information on their website as well.
Yeah, MeyerSeeds.com, also RedoxGrows.com will have information. You work with agronomist Zach Carlson as well as the Midwest team. How is that situation working for you?
Oh, we love Zach. The only problem we have with Zach is it's never a 10-minute conversation. So we call him and we better make sure we slate our time because he's into it. He wants to see it. He believes in the product so much. And he's fun to talk to, a lot of fun, and knowledgeable. I'm shocked. I thought he was too young to be knowledgeable, but he's not. He's very, very into what he's doing.
Well, and we need to be. We have to match, or at least try to match, Darren's passion. And you have the same approach at Meyer Seeds that we do here at Redox. Number one rule, tell the truth. If you have integrity and you really have passion for what you're doing and you can back it up with the science, like this breakthrough RDX-N product, good things are going to happen in the future. Tell me about your level of excitement. There are challenges out there, but now we are talking today about new technology that's incredibly exciting. How do you view the future for agriculture in your region and elsewhere?
I see I think the future is going to be bright. I mean, let's not be kidding ourselves. It's hard right now. And that's why these products, RDX-N is helping you save money per acre, less input costs. And that's the big deal. It's not just the price of corn or soybeans or wheat is down. It's the input costs are way high. So we have to do what we can to mitigate that. But I think the future is bright. I think the co-ops, the old way of doing things, of pouring gallons and gallons of product or pounds and tons of product out on your field are over. We're going with smaller rates, better rates, with better quality, higher standard products. That's where farm is going to be.
This is very exciting, and it's also great to visit with you. Thanks for your time, Brett.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, and we appreciate all of you for joining us as well. Keep tuned in to redoxgrows.com and also MeyerSeeds.com for more information, as well as information on the upcoming January 29th event.
Yes, don't miss that meeting. Darren will blow your doors off.
Absolutely. Have a great day, Brett.
Thank you.